All right, let's talk about something that is, no joke, the bedrock of your business's safety plan: General Liability Insurance. I know, it might sound a little dry, but trust me, understanding this is absolutely essential. So let's dive right in.
Think about this for a second. It's a heavy question, right? But it's one every single business owner has to ask. A customer slips, a tool drops. It seems so small, but without the right protection, these little moments can become a financial nightmare that shuts your doors for good. So how do you stop that from happening? Well, the answer is you need a really strong safety net. And that is exactly what general liability insurance is. It's the thing that's designed to catch you when the unexpected happens, shielding your business from those potentially devastating lawsuits. So what is this stuff really? General liability, or GL as you'll hear it called, is the policy that springs into action when a third party, and you've got to remember that term, it means anyone who is not your employee, says your business hurt them. This could be a physical injury, damage to their stuff, or even damage to their reputation. This is the policy that steps up to the plate.
So you might be wondering, okay, is this for me? And the short answer is, yeah, probably. I mean, if you deal with customers, if you go to a client's property, if you have an office people visit, you need it. Just look at this list. It's everyone from contractors and restaurants to tech companies. It's pretty much universal.
Okay, so this is where we get into the nitty-gritty. A GL policy isn't just one blanket thing. It's actually built on four main pillars of protection. Let's break down exactly what they are and what they do for you. Here they are, the big four: bodily injury, property damage, personal and advertising injury, and medical payments. Once you get what each of these does, you'll have a really solid grasp on how your policy works to protect you. First up, bodily injury. This is probably the one that comes to mind first when you think about a business accident, right? It covers physical harm to a third party, again, someone who's not on your payroll, that's caused by something your business did. And yeah, this is the classic example, isn't it? The old slip and fall. In a situation like this, your GL policy is what would handle the medical bills, the lawyer fees if they decide to sue, and whatever settlement or judgment comes out of it. Okay, pillar number 2, property damage. This one's pretty easy to wrap your head around. It's for when your business accidentally damages something that belongs to someone else.
Imagine this. You're a contractor, a hammer slips, and bam, right through an expensive custom window. Instead of that repair cost coming straight out of your pocket, which could be thousands, your GL policy is there to cover the property damage. It's a business saver.
Now we're getting into a coverage that a lot of people don't fully get, but wow, is it important? Personal and advertising injury. This has nothing to do with physical harm. We're talking about things like slander, libel, or accidentally using copyrighted material in one of your ads. This example just hits the nail on the head. You make a claim about a competitor in an ad, they say it damaged their reputation, and boom, you've got a lawsuit on your hands. That's exactly when the advertising injury part of your GL policy kicks in to defend you. And our final pillar is medical payments, usually just called MedPay. This is a really cool feature that's all about speed. It covers smaller medical bills for someone who gets hurt. And here's the magic part. It pays out no matter who was at fault. Exactly. So, instead of arguing about who's to blame, you can just get their bill for stitches paid immediately. It's a goodwill gesture that can stop a minor incident from escalating into a major lawsuit. It's about solving the problem fast. All right, we've talked about all the great stuff it covers, but just as important, maybe even more important, is understanding what it's not for. No insurance policy covers everything, so let's get really clear on the boundaries. This slide is huge because it draws some bright lines in the sand. General liability is for claims from outsiders. If one of your employees gets hurt, that's what workers' comp is for. If you give bad professional advice and it costs a client money, you need a different policy called errors and omissions. Company car gets in a wreck, that's commercial auto. Knowing this helps you see how all the pieces of your business protection puzzle fit together. You see this number everywhere, right? On insurance forms, in contracts. $1 million. It looks impressive, but what does that number actually mean for your policy? It's actually pretty simple when you break it down like this. That $1 million each occurrence limit, that's the maximum amount your policy will pay for any single claim or incident. The $2 million general aggregate, think of that as your total pot of money for the entire year for all claims combined. Okay, lean in for this one because this term is a game changer. Occurrence policy. This is honestly one of the best features of most GL policies. It means that if something happens while your policy is active, you're covered, even if the person waits 2 or 3 years to actually file the lawsuit. That gives you incredible long-term peace of mind. All right, enough with the definitions. Let's talk about what happens when the rubber meets the road. How does this policy actually perform when things go sideways? I mean, this is a contractor's nightmare, right? A pipe replacement goes wrong and suddenly there's water everywhere, ruining floors, cabinets. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars in damage. Instead of that coming out of the plumber's bank account, their GL policy takes care of the property damage claim. And for anyone with a storefront, this is the one that can keep you up at night. A simple spilled drink that wasn't cleaned up fast enough, and suddenly you're looking at a lawsuit with massive medical bills and legal fees. Again, the GL policy steps in, hires the lawyers, and pays the settlement so you don't have to. So after all of this, what's the big takeaway? It's this. General liability insurance isn't a nice-to-have. It's not an optional upgrade. It is the absolute, non-negotiable, rock-solid foundation of your business's entire protection plan.
Let's just end with this thought, because really, it says everything you need to know. You can do everything right, run a perfect business, but accidents still happen. And one bad day, one single lawsuit without coverage can be the last day for the business you poured your heart and soul into building.